Hey guys, Eric Cogorno out here with Mr. Andrew Rice for Performance Golf. And in today's video, we have another one of my favorites, something that I really wish I would have learned much earlier in my golfing career, Andrew, that I really struggled with, that led to a lot of inconsistencies that I think for you guys today, I want to make sure you know so you can move better, hit the ball more solid, more consistently. Andrew, if I show the bad, kind of what I was trying to do
Show us.
when I was practicing and playing, and if you guys are doing this, please pay attention to this. I was under the assumption, Andrew, before I started taking lessons or really working on my game, that I was supposed to make a golf swing where I tried to just turn and turn very level on the way back, meaning like shoulders level to the ground, and very level on the way through. Like I was actively trying to do that for years and years. And I used to go play, and maybe this is like you guys, and like one day on a Wednesday, I'd kind of time it out. I'd hit it pretty good. It felt kind of good. But then like by Saturday, it was like I never golfed before. Inconsistent contact, no club face control, etc. And I know now that that's not correct, and there's a better way to do it. And if you guys don't, please be aware of that. But maybe if we'll switch spots here, Andrew, and I know there's a really cool drill that I saw you do with a little string that we're gonna show, but conceptually, if we're not trying to turn level back and through, what are we trying to do with our body? Like what is our goal to move correctly?
Eric, let's think of it this way. The golf ball's on the ground. We're up here, somewhere above the golf ball. And so if we're turning level, we're priming ourselves for action that's up here. And we've got to have some incline to our pivot. And ultimately, let me grab my club here. Ultimately, what happens is if I put that across my shoulders, just like that, and any one of you at home can do this, you'll notice if you watch the grip cap, the end of the grip off my lead shoulder here, the grip cap, its first movement is down. The club head, its first movement is up. And so if I turn level, neither of those are happening, right?
Okay.
And so the first movement has got to be down. We want the lead side working down and then across. The opposite's happening with the trail side. And so one more time, notice how this is happening on an incline. It is not level. It is lead side down and across. And the sense I would love for golfers to take from this video is that it's a little bit of this piston motion where the lead side's working down, the trail side's working up, and we've got a little bit of this going on, and that ties into that little string exercise that we've spoken about.
Yeah, and so we'll put that on the screen at some capacity, a video or a picture. Andrew was doing this drill where you kind of had a string attached to an alignment rod, and you were pulling that trail side up and then pulling the lead side up. And one of the things we spoke about, Andrew, is like when you guys would be doing this, sort of that pulley system, and to let the cat out of the bag, right? The thing that I wish I'd have known was that, hey, we're not trying to turn level. We're trying to have some tilts or change, keep our inclination to the ground.
Exactly.
I've got to tilt as I turn. But as Andrew's doing that little drill with the, is a string on top of an alignment rod, right? That's
it's
what
a
we're looking
string
at there.
Actually looped under an alignment rod.
Looped under. And when you're pulling the trail side up and the lead side up, like let me hop in there.
Yeah, show us.
We said, kind of like if you guys were at a gym and there was like a pulley or a weight system, but with the big caveat, and Andrew said this, and I think it was so good, I'm not trying to pull the weight like with my arm, like this, with no body. It's almost as if I'm pulling the weight with my body and no arms.
That pivot motion is what drives this.
The pivot motion, okay. So it's more here and here.
It's
not, so you said, I like that visual a lot. So if I did this, you said the grip end would go down right away, and this club head end would go up right away. So I'm not going level. It's not just a turn back like I was trying to do for years. It's a tilt and a turn, right? So this goes down right away. Incline pivot. So if I was doing this drill, I mean, we've seen this before, right? I'm trying to get the butt of the club, maybe not at the ball, but like not pointed straight away, right? Maybe somewhere just outside the ball. Somewhere just outside the ball. And another thing you mentioned, a lot of people, I think, miss, and this helped me a ton, because we always talk about the lead shoulder side going down. But you actually mentioned about the trail shoulder or side going up.
Yes.
And I think that's a good one that you guys can think about as an alternative, if you've tried this lead shoulder down and maybe don't like that feel.
Eric, do that again.
Yeah.
Okay, just start from the beginning and go slowly. I want to point something out here. Okay, we're getting, as you go back, let's go together. Notice how your trail side is extending. Your right side is long. Your left side has shortened. Okay, do that again for me. Because as we go back, I also want to point out, yes, the trail shoulder, your right shoulder is doing two things. It's not only going up, but it's also going in. And that's how we're going to get some arm depth. And that's how we're going to get so many of these good things to happen, to get that club loaded up to the top correctly where we can deliver from the inside.
And when you say in, like this way.
It's going 3D, right? This is 3D. It's going up and in and that way.
Like around.
Exactly.
Yeah. So my lead side's down. Okay, so my lead side's getting shorter as my trail side's getting longer. And to your point, what I was literally trying to do, gosh, I like think about me out in the course trying to do this back in the day. I mean, my lead side was getting longer.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing this when I was going level to the ground.
Yeah.
If anything, my trail side was getting shorter. So that's such a good little feel, like a little lead side crunching as I'm doing it. And we'll put that string visual up on. I think if you guys can do something similar to that or feel that same motion. It's not the arms pulling the weight, it's the body pulling the weight. Trail side extended. And the same thing then I'm trying to feel the same thing on the way through, right?
Yeah.
So I used to go out and play and I had a hard time, maybe if you have a hard time taking a divot or hitting the ground consistently in the right spot. And now I'm like, duh, right? I set up to the ball on this angle. I immediately got taller as I turned level on the way. So to your point, almost like I'm baseball up here. Like no wonder I couldn't get down to the ball.
Yeah.
But now when I started to do it correctly and I feel that motion, now I feel like my body's, really staying down. What feels like the same angle that I started with, right from the down the line angle. So if I'm gonna hit a couple shots here, I've got a 7-iron and I'm starting with this, I can use some simple cues of like, trail side extending that shoulder up and back.
I like that one. Yeah.
Okay, so kind of the shoulder up, back, and around as the lead side goes down. And from the down the line angle, if you do this correctly, if we were to like draw a line up my back line or my body or any good golfer we would show, we're just trying to do this to the point where it looks as though I'm like on that same inclination. From face on, if we drew a circle around my head, I'm just trying to stay relatively in that circle. In a real swing, right, I'm not going way down here. I'm not going this way. I'm just trying to do it to the point where I kind of keep those quiet. Okay, it's gentle. It may feel like a bunch in the beginning, but it's actually just a little bit of motion. I'm feeling lead side shortening, trail side lengthening here a little bit.
And now all of a sudden, yes, ball first, the ground second.
Yeah, very solid.
Yeah.
And what it feels like when I do that, what I like this a lot, I don't have to work hard to hit the ground. Because I mean, I've had points where when I'm doing this and level to the ground, and maybe you could resonate with this, from a level turn back like this, I feel like I gotta really work to like find the ground. I'm like, gosh, hit the ground here. This should be easy. But I couldn't do it, But from this spot, I feel like it's almost inevitable from here that I'm gonna strike the turf. Let me do one more here, Andrew. So the lead side's shrinking a little bit.
Feel that right side stretching here.
Right side stretching. So right shoulder's kind of up, back, and around. Let's hit one more with that. Yeah, that's another solid strike there.
Yeah.
So, if I did those right, again, those are sort of the checkpoints you're looking for. Hey guys, like how much should I feel that? You want to do it to the point where you kind of keep your angle from back here, keep your head in the circle from face on.
Eric, I would also add, I don't see golfers pivoting on an incline that's too steep.
Yeah, true.
And so there's so many golfers who are pivoting too level, and I think if we are going to lean in any direction, bias ourselves too far towards either of the two extremes, let's try to feel like we're almost like that lead shoulder is going to go straight down the elevator shaft, the trail shoulder is going to go straight up. We know that it's going to work a little in and this shoulder is going to work a little out, but the key here is the up and down part.
Okay.
And that's really got to be the message, I think, for people is let's get this trail side really lengthening. Almost even if you feel like your shoulders are pivoting too vertically, That's okay. Most often when you're hitting a golf ball, you're not going to be doing that.
Yeah, overdo one or two.
Yeah.
And let me just real quick here on the end here. So during the downswing, would you say I'm trying to feel the same things just on the other side?
And exchange.
And
And
it's okay.
exchange. Yep.
So I'm here, trail shoulder up, back, and around, trail side lengthening. And so if you guys want to feel the same thing on the way through, I would just flip that.
Yes.
So that this lead side lengthens, trail shoulder down.
Correct.
Okay, let me hit one with that here too, Andrew. So I'm feeling the backswing, trail shoulder up, back, and around, kind of the opposite motion on the way down. And those are all very solid strikes.
Sizzles.
That's my normal little slight pull, draw, 7-iron. So, gosh, I wish
Well done.
we would have done this video like 15 years ago when I was really struggling with that and I'd have seen these. Because I struggled for a long time, guys, and like oftentimes in your swing, like I struggled with that for like a decade just because I didn't have the right information. Like a lot of times getting the correct information and root cause, you can fix years of issues super fast, and hopefully videos like this help. What helps even more is in-person coaching. If you want to go to a golf school with someone like Andrew Rice, world-class coaches, beautiful locations, or Martin Chuck, we'll put a link down below. Hit a golf school, go for a couple days. Imagine coaches guiding you through these things. You can have huge improvements really quickly. We'll put that down below. Put Andrew's info down below. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. Thank you guys for watching.